Good morning. Good morning. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Mic check 1 2 3 4. Chest 1 2 3 4. Check 1 2. All righty. Let's see what we got going on here today. All righty. Karen. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Yes. Mobridge online. Good to have you. I better get my stuff organized here a little bit better, too. All right, that's ready to go. All right, good morning, everybody. As you're coming in here, Mobridge online here. We're waiting for a couple more. A little bit of showers here in the old Badlands. Branding starts today. We'll see if it's going to go or not. Wait for the rest of the folks to log in here and join me on Facebook Live. We have 14 minutes before we go on here. Alrighty. Wait for a couple more. I see two people on. My guest today is going to be John Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. And whatever phone calls, I'm guessing we may get a few phone calls as North Dakota just voted down to help private property rights. So Pierre is present. Cool. Morning, Pierre. Good deal. Good to have you along, too. What else? Nothing for you. Messages, spot plug. Okay, Mike. Morning, Mikey. Magic Mike. Let's see here. Get to take notes. Oops. Morning, Darren. Good morning. Are you getting wet? Yes. Yeah, we actually have some sprinkles coming down. No snow, but yeah, we are getting a little bit of a drizzle coming down here today, which is welcomed. Thanks for tuning in this morning, Darren. Appreciate that. Getting ready for the Dakota Walleye Classic. We need to put a golf version in there somewhere. A couple days on the water, the rest of it going out and golfing. So, morning, Mike. See you on here. Good, good. Let's see what else we got here. Supposed to have a branding today. Would be a good time. Go fish. 2 days of fishing, golf, a little bit of drinking in there. That's when we're fishing, so that doesn't work either. So, yeah. Now the wind's picking up down here. Been a windy last 3 weeks. Jeez. Getting tired of that. All right. Let's see. Other than that, here, I think I'm prepped up, ready to go. Oh, cow. RFD TV. We got a big girl on there. Is that? That's Orion Samuelson. I started radio like 1993. He was doing a broadcast at that time. I wonder if he's still doing that. Oh, man. There we go. Better have some hunting on if we're going to do a show, right? Orion Samuelson is a legend on WGN in Chicago, where I grew up. Cool. Chicago. Mike Wagner, you're part of the mafia, or no, mob, huh? That's why he's called Magic Mike. Oh, Magic Mike. The pizza mafia. I could go for some pizza. I'm batching it. 5 days of batching it. Fortunately, I have a whole bunch of leftovers. I better check my cow here. I got one heifer to calve out here, and maybe she is doing it right now or has done it. Let's check. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Part of my corral is broke down. That ain't good. What is going on here? One cow. 2 cows. Hey, by golly, we do have a skiff of snow out there. Where is my third heifer at? There she is. All right. Well, the heifers are all in, but I'm pretty sure that I have some calves that are out now. There we go. Huh. Yay. Trampus Brenner, how's the weather out there? Trampus Brenner. Pretty darn nice. Getting a little bit of moisture, Trampus, and overcast. Looks like just a skiff of snow in the corral here this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're from here. I'm going to call up my guest here, so stand by. Better double check the number. Morning, John. How's it going today? Is it? Yeah, we got a little sprinkling going on here. A little skiff of frosty snow this morning, but nothing that's accumulated yet. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It sounds good to me. What the hell? No, it sounds good. I got you coming in here, so as long as you don't move, we'll go around. One heifer, and I got about 14 cows left. Is what's left yet. So the end is near. We're in the second cycle right now. So the first cycle, I had almost 90% of them calve out, so that was good. But yeah, just waiting on one heifer here and a few cows, and I don't know if the branding today is going to be on or not here. One of the neighbors is branding today, but the way it looks, I don't think we're going to have that happen. Yeah. Well, it's hard to run a branding iron when it's wet hides on it, so. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you get on the ground quick. But if you don't have an experienced wrestling crew, then you need to bring doubles out. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah. All right. Well, we got 60 seconds. I'm going to throw you on, lock you in, and then you will not hear much going on except for me here until we start, okay? Stand by. And mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2 3 4. Test 1, 2. We got that going. Got that going. All right, Drampus, 31 miles southwest of Raleigh. Cool. Down like in the Macintosh over and up. Okay. All right. Here we go. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm your host, Scott Bachmeyer, and for the next hour, we're going to be talking outdoors, maybe some agriculture, heck, whatever floats your boat, and call in and join in on the conversation. 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. 888-932-5682. My guest is Mr. John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Good morning, John. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
Well, a little bit of shot of rain here overnight, and we got some sprinkling going on, a little drizzly, and I encourage it because, boy, the Badlands, that wind the last few weeks here has really dried things out.
Well, you know, I was amazed at the fire index. I'm like, we just came out of snow, and I drove down here last week. There was 3 fires along the highway. Someone must have been dragging a muffler because there were 3 spots that were burnt, and they were fighting the fire on the way down here.
Yeah, well, we go from blizzards and storms to fire index is extremely high, and now we have a little shot of rain and more snow coming. So,
yeah,
if you don't like the weather in the Dakotas, just wait 10 minits, and it will change.
Yeah,
probably.
Like I said, I've always said we're 5 minutes 2 weeks away from a drought or a disaster or whatever. It's like you never know what's coming.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to welcome all the listeners on KFYR in Bismarck, North Dakota. We have KOLY online here on Mobridge, and also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota, along with all my viewers on YouTube, my whole whopping 6 viewers I have on YouTube right now, John. So there you go.
Hey, there you go. That's not a bad start.
You'll
be making a living off of that. You just got to get one crazy cat video on there or something like that. It's going to go through the roof, buddy.
Well, we can do like how to ranch on your own type of help videos. I'll do some of those here today. How to pull a calf.
I'm telling you, you could walk around with a GoPro strapped to your head, and if you would be surprised at how many people would follow you. And pretty soon you'd have a huge following. They'd be like, yeah.
I'm no John Arman, though. John Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV can be found on Amazon Prime. There's no way I'm going to get to that level, though.
Well, you never know. Who would have thought we'd have got there? I mean, you're talking to a guy that has no formal training in video whatsoever. And I just, like I said, with a little bit of persistence and hard work, anybody can do anything.
Yeah.
It's just one of those deals. I ask a lot of questions. That's anything in life. When I started archery, whatever I did, I was not afraid to ask questions because there's nothing worse in the world than a rancher that thinks he knows everything and really doesn't know anything, doesn't want to ask for help. No different than a hunter or a farmer or whatever. You can always learn, and the more questions you ask, the more you will learn. You may not get the answers you always want, but that's how I started.
Yeah.
And then also, if I'm sure even ranching, all you gotta do is look on YouTube, and there's 1,000 other ranchers that will tell you how to do it.
Yeah, if you don't know how to fix fence, there's a lot of people on there that'll let you know how exactly.
Well, I've seen that. I actually looked at some, and it was pretty interesting how some people fix fence.
they might have.
We do.
They might have a little better flat ground than what I got to put up with, but who knows?
No.
Well, what do you got going on here? I guess turkey season is going on here, and I'm guessing you're going out there and trying to chase down some thunder chickens.
Yeah, we actually, opening weekend, we had all that snow again right before it. And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. It's like turkey hunting. It's against the law. I said, against my rules, against everything to be hunting turkeys in the snow because it's supposed to be nice out. And my daughter's like, yeah, I think I'm going to skip an opening weekend. We'll wait till it gets nice out. And then there's our good buddy, Levi Nelson, who has been waiting for opening day for his whole life. And he's like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, okay. So we went out we went to his place. He had a couple tags for his place. I had a tag for his place. And he goes, this is where the turkeys are at. So we set up and we were sitting there, and I didn't hear anything. I heard it's kind of like the crickets chirping and the birds going, and there wasn't a gobble anywhere. And I looked at him. I said, "You gar-holed me, didn't you?" He goes, "No," he goes, "I promise." And I'm like, "Okay." So he ran one way to look over a hill, and I went the other way to see if there was turkeys. And yeah, there was. They were about 300 yards away, and probably out of range for calling. So I called to them, and I got as close as I could, called to them. They gobbled. Went back to the blind, sat for a half an hour, nothing. So, of course, I'm kind of impatient. Went back out, looked over the hill, and they were a little bit closer. So I called them again, ran back to the blind, same thing. And finally, they got within 100 yards of the blind, and I called them, and they showed up on the hill, and we called them, and they sat there for probably 10 minutes just strutting. And I'm thinking, okay. So I got quiet and didn't say anything, and it was like it just killed them. And these two big birds just come running in. And I got to tell you, there's something about hunting with someone that, it's their first time. It's Levi's first time killing a bird with his bow.
Okay.
And I could hear him breathing and shaking, and I was trying to talk him through it. And these birds come right into the decoy, and he released that arrow. And he missed where he was aiming a little bit, but he got him right in the neck. And I could say that he was trying to hit him there, and he could tell you that he was trying to hit him there, but it wasn't exactly where he was aiming. But he got the first jitters out. The bird went and laid down, and the other birds, how they attack them. And then the whole flock came over, and we called one off into there, and he started coming in. And I was going to shoot him, and I was at full draw, but I couldn't shoot because of the camera and then things like that. So I let down, and Levi shot his second bird. He had 2 tags. A pretty excited young man. And he goes, "Man, this is easy." And I'm like, let me tell you. He goes, "You can go your whole season and it doesn't work that way." So what did he do? He bought a tag for South Dakota.
Nice.
And then he went down there and shot one. So he's had a great season. He shot 3 birds,
Yeah.
So nice to see the passion.
It is. Is he still riding bulls too?
No, he kind of gave up on that.
Okay.
Levi, I gotta say that kid, God gave him a big heart, and he's a big boy. And when you're 6'2" and 220 pounds, riding a bull is not, it's not your forte. But that kid, he proved a lot of people wrong, and I think he got hurt. He got hurt a couple times, and so he's just kind of seen the writing on the wall. And he's been in school. He's working like 3 jobs. A lot to be said about a young kid like that. And he's always out here helping us fix fence or whatever we want to do. So it's kind of a neat story. And I think I'm going to try to tell it on video, because Levi has been following us since he was, I want to say 5 years old.
Right.
He came to our sports show, and introduced himself, and he gave us a picture. His dad, Scott, is an artist and does some cowboy artistry stuff for like Rodney Nelson in his books.
Yep.
And Levi's got a little bit of talent, but since he was 5 years old, he has been following us, and we've built a great friendship with him. So it's kind of a neat story.
And what a good family too. No matter where you go, I know I met him a few times too, and even up at the Mule Deer Foundation banquet that I emceed and helped out with. He helped that little girl. That little girl wanted an autograph from Shelby, and he went and helped get the autograph and the whole work. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's a good kid. Man, it's nice to see that there's still kids that have that passion for the outdoors. And he's a guy, like I said, he drove I think like 8 hours into South Dakota, and I told him, I said, there's birds closer than that. But he went down to where he had done some bull riding, and then he worked for a company down there putting up fence. So he went down there and he chased him around and ended up shooting a Miriam. So he got a couple of Easterns up here, and he shot his Miriam down there. So now he's thinking about trying to get the slam.
Nice. Well, John, hold on here. We're up against our first break. We're going to take a little short break. We're going to come back, talk a little bit more outdoors, hunting, and all kinds of good stuff. Join in on the conversation. 1-888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888 932-5682. More Dakota Prairie Outdoors after these
Sporting
messages.
Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You can get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Piper's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Piper's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Joe's with me here once again. We're talking ammunition. You want one of the largest selection of ammunition. Joe, why do you carry so many? And prices are better than box stores. What's going on?
Well, you got to make the price to where everybody can kind of afford it. I mean, we still have to keep the lights on, but, we want to make it so everybody can still shoot. And the wide selection, we have a lot of oddball calibers that nobody else covers, but hey, if they want it, they come in, they get it.
One of those oddball calibers is?
Well, this morning I got some 30-40 Craig. Nobody else had it. I got it. And then there's a few of them like that.
If a person's looking for the widest selection of ammunition, even if it's a little bit oddball, is that including you guys here, the oddballs too?
We're all just nice guys. We're not oddballs.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
I'll see oak, swamp bottom, dewdrop falling. Old Tom answering a hoot house calling. Nothing like the sound when the day breaks. Me and Daddy in the woods on a Saturday. See his granddad.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Dakota Prairie Outdoors, Saturday edition. KFYR Bismarck, KOLY Mulbridge, and also KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. Good to have you guys along. Everybody on YouTube as well, good morning. As we are broadcasting, and we do this live on YouTube. You can go to my channel at Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. You have to subscribe to it, otherwise they'll kick you off here a little bit. But if you want to see or listen to any of the previous shows, they are automatically uploaded to the tube. So there you go. My guest is John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. There you go, John. I am a YouTube sensation to 5 people.
Hey,
I
I started with 5 people, and I'm up to a whopping like 2,200. But
there you go.
It's amazing, you know. And we got to get together. We got to do a prairie dog hunt because my highest rated show on there, 100,000 or more views, and the most comments we have is on our prairie dog, and it's on how bad we shoot. And the thing is that we didn't shoot. We were just running the camera. We had friends come in, and it is absolutely amazing that people take the time out to call you the worst shots in the world. You need to go back to range. You guys suck. Oh, you got lucky you hit one. You guys have had better finding your, you know, I'm like, every comment you can know. And I have to chuckle at a lot of them because they're funny. But again, I tried to tell people, I said, these are guys that have never shot prairie dogs before, and they had fun. And it wasn't, so they only hit 10% of them. And then of course we had the anti-hunter saying that they're cute and cuddly and things like that. But the next video I make is going to be specifically for all those guys, because little do they know I can edit every miss out. And we can be world champions. We'll be 100% next video.
And you can, you know, you can do like, I can't remember what magazine I used to subscribe to. But anyway, they do this prairie dog longest shot type thing. And they you know, you take a paper plate and you write how many yards, and then you pose with your prairie dog or your coyote or whatever, and you do that whole thing. Well, you can write any amount of yardage on there you want, really, I guess. So.
I'm gonna put one on there like something like, you know, 3,859 yards. You know, and I'll
really
have my 22.
Really get the YouTubers excited about that, man. Anybody on social media, it seems like they have a very open opinion about everything, don't they? Until you meet them face to face.
They do. I said it's one of those deals that I've always said, and you know, we've talked, and you know, the bill just went through, or got, you know, the no trespass bill. I've said I am on both sides of everything. You have to look at things, no matter what opinion you have. Everybody's got an opinion, but it's how you state it, whether you look like an idiot or not. And there's nothing wrong with agreeing to disagree. I may not like everything you do. You may not like everything I do, but you know what? I don't have to be rude about it, and aggressive about it. And that's social media has done that. They can say whatever they want, and no matter how you put things out there right away, guys are like, "Wow, we're good now until the next 2 years," and they ruin hunting. And it's like, you know, you don't have to say comments like that. You can say your opinion, and I feel that way both ways, whether it's a landowner or it's a sportsman. Whether you're in politics, you're talking religion, just say it nicely and have a conversation, because you're never going to solve anything by argument.
No, that's hard to have a sit down conversation. And that's what I try to do on my program, is to allow people to actually have a conversation about things. So since you brought it up, you know, for the folks down in South Dakota listening, they, you know, I mean, it's no secret that the private property bill that was trying to get passed in North Dakota, I've had a couple folks talking about it on my program. I've had folks from South Dakota come on the program and interview them, because South Dakota is, everything's assumed closed up unless you ask permission. And they've been having that for years and years and years. I mean, it's been going on forever, and they haven't had any issues with the number of hunters going down or anything. So, I mean, I've tried to have this conversation, but since you brought it up, yesterday it was voted down in the House 48-44. So it failed. And of course, I think yesterday was the last day of the session too for the next 2 years, I believe. But so there you go. I mean, it was strategically, I think, pushed off until the end so they could get in their vehicles and head home here. But Uh, so I mean, right now, the big thing is North Dakota lockout. South Dakota did that in the western part of the state, northwestern part, Hardin County, Perkins County. I think Corson County was in there years ago. They did a whole lockout and the whole works. Now there's rumors North Dakota is doing it, and actually, I've gotten messages that almost 1 million acres at this point have been locked up right now. Is that going to change? Is that I mean, what's going to happen here? I don't see it really doing anything but pushing more people over to my area where all the public land is. So awesome.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And that's that people have to look at the long-term picture of some things and their effects that they do on it. And, the biggest thing, when we talked about when people say it's going to wreck hunting, it's going to ruin hunting, it is not going to. It's proven, but it does change things. And
right.
South Dakota probably went through the same thing we're going through when they first brought this. I can't remember it being any different.
Right.
These other states, but if any state that would try to do what we're doing right now and give rights back to property owners would go through the same thing. There's going to be stress because it's no different than, say, they wanted to change the speed limit down to 55. We're going to have, and people would complain about it, and then all of a sudden, after a while, they would get used to it. And it's the same thing with this. It would change hunting. It would not wreck hunting. You can't say that. You can't say that it would wreck it because it's proven in every other state that has it that they still have hunting and there's not a lot, that kind of thing. So again, I don't know what's going to happen. It's sad because I've talked to people and even some of our organizations, and I read one the other day that if I see that sticker, there's no way in hell that they're going to come and hunt my place. And I tried to warn these guys that. I said, you can have your belief, but I said, when you're an organization or a club and you stand up and start saying things, you're affecting everybody else. Now, that club I'm a member of, and I've been a member of them forever. I'm a life member. But right now, they spoke for me, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that because then they put me in that, that group. Sometimes you have to straddle the fence when you're on an organization. The Mule Deer Foundation did it. The Game and Fish did it. They realized that they can't take sides on certain things. They have to let it kind of play out, and you can have your own personal opinion. And again, it's how you state it. And some of these people started saying the wrong things and doing the wrong things, and people started slamming landowners. And again, you can disagree with it, but once you slam that landowner, what happened? You just got locked out.
Right.
And you can't, I don't know what to say about it. It's sad that we had to get into a big old fight about it. And like you said, I'm interested to see the map, and I don't know if it's something that we could do county by county.
That was brought up on about going county to county and taking to your county commissioners and doing that. And
right.
Yeah, it's I mean, I'm getting messages left and right here on all kinds of Facebook stuff here and live messenger and the works like that. But I do think would it change? Absolutely. But here's another thing you got to look at. All right. So now I talked to you about this on the break. Right now is the pipeline that's proposed coming from Canada. It's going to cross close to Baker down by the corner of North Dakota, cross South Dakota and everything. Do people remember the DAPL protest here? I mean, this is the reason why, a lot of this was brought up. And, it was a private property thing, and then it turned into everybody making it a hunting thing. And right now with this pipeline that's being proposed, we already are having some pipeline protesters showing up here in the southwest part of North Dakota, northwestern part of South Dakota, and the eastern part of Montana. And they're here. They're already setting up and getting ready for protesting whatever they may protest. I mean, they're getting paid to do this. I mean, that's what they do. So, but anyway, I'm looking at the clock here, John. I'm up against the clock. We continue this on the other side of the break as we continue talking about this. If folks want to call in, feel free to do so at 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682. What's your thoughts on this now that the bill failed? Folks in South Dakota, we are looking at going at this again. We've already talked about it many times, but We're here to have a conversation. 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA. More coming up your way. John Arman's my guest from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. This is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Back after these.
Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. You can't find a better place. Joe's with me here. We're talking personal protection. I'll tell you what, Joe, everybody's looking for a good handgun. What do you have?
Oh, we pretty much got them all. We got the LCPs, we got the LCP with the laser, we got that little Taurus, we got the Bersa 380s, Caltech 9, Smith & Wesson 38s, Ruger 38s, with or without the laser. You get a Smith ultralight with the laser, with the short hammer if you want, or enclosed. You got Beretta. We got the new one, the Nano. We got the Colt Defenders in. Those are really nice. The new Ruger SR22. It might be 22, but it's still a good all-around gun.
Now, if you're tough enough to wear pink, I see a pistol on the side of your hip right now with pink handguards. What's up with that?
Well, that's pretty nice, but you have to be a real man to hold a pink one, but nobody will mess with you.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Piper's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Piper's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com.
Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
We want amazing innovations to drive progress for generations. We want jobs and careers for generations. We want American energy production that protects our land and the wildlife for generations. Today, the advanced technologies deployed by the North Dakota oil and gas producers are making that happen. And with the promise of emerging technologies, the energy of North Dakota has a very bright future for generations to come. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council. To learn more, visit energyofnorthdakota.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651. Mandan Sporting Goods, 210 East Main. Joe's with me here once again. We're talking ammunition. You want one of the largest selection of ammunition. Joe, why do you carry so many? And prices are better than box stores. What's going on?
Well, you got to make the price to everybody can kind of afford it. I mean, we still have to keep the lights on, but, we want to make it so everybody can still shoot. And the wide selection, we have a lot of oddball calibers that nobody else covers, but hey, if they want it, they come in, they get it.
One of those oddball calibers is?
Well, this morning I got some 30-40 Craig. Nobody else had it. I got it. And then there's a few of them like that.
If a person's looking for the widest selection of ammunition, even if it's a little bit oddball, is that including you guys here, the oddballs too?
We're all just nice guys. We're not oddballs.
210 East Main. It's Mandan Sporting Goods. Stop by.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust is happy to serve the communities we are in. Whether it's sponsoring a local team or rodeo, helping take tickets, or having a good neighbor club loyalty event, we are thankful for the great communities we live in. Without the community, we are just a bank. Please visit us at any of our 11 locations to learn more about us. We're in Bismarck, Bowman, Dickinson, Glen Ullin, Hebron, Taylor, Lincoln, Mandan, and New Leipzig. Dakota Community Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
I'll see oak swamp bottom dewdrop falling. Old Tom answering a hoot house calling. Nothing like the sound when the day breaks. Me and Daddy in the woods on a Saturday.
Welcome back, everybody. Saturday edition, Dakota Prairie Outdoors on KFYR Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, South Dakota. Also KGFX Pierce, South Dakota, and live on YouTube right now. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys taking out a little bit of time. And John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures is my guest here this morning. John, welcome back to the program. As we, I think we cover more stuff when we're off air than we do when we're on air. But
we should have that on the sidebar where you put that on unedited.
YouTube will probably kick me off if we do that here. Text message comes in and says, "What do you think are the best posted signs? Steel ones or the plastic ones? I seen the ones you can put on T-posts. By the way, tell John I'd be more than happy to go on his prairie dog shoot with him." So,
all right.
So yeah, here's the thing: is we have all steel signs out here. Everything
we do too.
Steel signs, they're a little bit more, but fortunately we can keep them up there. We don't have to replace putting the date on year after year. I'm glad that passed many, many years ago. But yeah, we do the steel signs, but does it really help? Because they still drive through the gates, man. I mean, well, it's just surprising how some people are, I live right here. They can see me from where they're driving and they still drive through.
Right. And it's one thing if they drive through the gate and come to talk to you. But when they drive through your gates with your signs and then start driving around, I mean, I understand someone is like, where's the landowner at? And he's going to come in and talk to you. We have big gates with big posts, and then they comes right into our cabin. And, if they drive in, sometimes they miss the cabin and they go to the old ranch house and they turn around and come back. I understand that because they're looking, police are coming in to say, can I hunt or whatever. But I don't know. I think you're always going to have that problem. But I like the metal signs. We've had them since my dad passed away. We put them up, and we've been able to, my little brother was part of the ranch, and then we bought him out. So then we just bought stickers, and we had them made at Sign Pro, and it says John Arman and Russ Arman. So then we put our name on there. So you can still, and we haven't had anybody shoot our signs or anything like that. And the metal has stayed up. We screwed them in, and they're good to go. And we have a few replacements, and we just, we're out here all the time, so we check them as we go by. So yeah, I like that. I like the metal ones. I would definitely recommend to anybody. And some of these ranchers have huge places, so it gets expensive, and that I understand. Our place is only 2,000 acres, so it may cost us $1,000 to do, but in the long run, it's been better.
Yeah. I have no problem putting signs. What's funny is I'm getting on Facebook here, I'm getting some messages. People are screenshotting from other websites talking, so it's kind of fun because it says this was posted on the 24th at that nodacangler.com thing that I was telling you about. It says Daryl East from the Farm Bureau is on 550 talking about the North Dakota lockout, where landowners are vowing not to allow anyone but their family, friends, non-resident hunters, which I did an interview with Daryl about this. And that was played earlier this week on every affiliate that plays my radio program. But it finishes out. Let's see here. It says, meanwhile, those landowners are enjoying the support that good landowners and bought larger mailboxes for all their government checks. Okay. So there you go. Again, it's like you can make your point, but then they have to go and say stuff like that. And I'll tell you this, there's a lot of landowners that don't take any government help whatsoever. I'm one of them.
Well, and again, people, you have to understand subsidies and what they're for and how they work. I remember, the only thing we have utilized like the Fish and Wildlife on some fencing and things like that for grazing to make things better for wildlife, which again, make it better for everybody else. CRP payments, people would complain about that and say that you need to open it up. People just, they get mad and they say things. They don't understand without certain subsidies, certain things, the cost of bread, the cost of everything. I mean, it's way more than what it looks like on the surface, and people just need to research that and find out before they say things, because again, the guy that just said that will never get on some rancher's place. Like I said, it's you have to think before you say things.
Yeah. Good luck with that sometimes, man. I tell you that.
What it is.
And again, this is all social media stuff, so everybody hides behind a name. I think what was his name? Prairie Ghost. Yeah, Prairie Ghost.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like I said, it is what it is. Our world has changed. Would we like to turn it back? I sure would. I'd turn it back 50 years, and I'm only 54. But like things that, like I said, social media has made things really nice in some aspects of it, but it's changed the way we do things, and people have to understand that it's powerful. And we saw that in that DAPL, how they can persuade a whole country into following, the people that are drinking the Kool-Aid, because what was going on was not what was being said.
Right.
So people have to be careful. They read things and that kind of stuff. So anyway.
Let's get on to some more fun stuff, okay? Let's talk a little bit about something else, and because we can beat this.
We'll beat it to death.
Everybody is going to do what they're doing anyway, no matter what landowners do, what hunters do. And here's the thing about it is a lot of the hunters are landowners. So I get so mad when they put everybody in two different categories.
Right.
Just bull. But anyway, let's talk anything else at this point. Phone lines are open. If you want to ask John Arman a question, how to do TV, how to be famous like he is.
Famous.
How to be
famous.
To be so famous that you have your own makeup artist before you go on TV.
Oh my gosh, I wish. All I know is when I was telling somebody, we used to joke around, wake up and look in the mirror, and I'm like, holy cow, guys. I think what I said, better looking today. Well, about 6 or 7 years ago, I woke up and I was like, holy cow, guys. You know what? I said, it's done. It's over. I said, it's all downhill from here. The wrinkles, the bags. There's no makeup artist here. I wish I had one. Like I said, I use duct tape. If you use duct tape and you put it on the back of your neck and tie it real tight, it takes away that skin that you start getting your giblets up front. And if you put the stuff on the side of your face and you hook it along your eye, you just got to be careful, because if one side droops, then it looks like you had a stroke. So you got to be careful when you're doing those things.
Oh, man, I tell you what. So I've been shooting that bow I bought from you.
Yep.
I really like it, man. It's really smooth. It's amazing. I got the last one from you too, and that's been almost 8 years ago or something like that. But now this, it's amazing, the technology that this archery equipment. Year after year, you think, what can they do to make it better? And if you get one every year, you probably don't see it as much as I noticed from a 7-year difference.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. Yep. Yeah, crazy.
Just the draw cycle and how quiet they are. They are. And I remember when I have one of my old bows, from years back, and you shoot that and it about shocks your hand, and that's, nowadays these bows are so quiet, so fast. And it's amazing how they outdo each other each year. They're nice bows. And we just upgraded to the RX3, which is Hoyt's new one, and different, not much different than the RX1 that you have. I would say it's their quietest bow they've ever made, because that was one of the things that, I would much rather have a quiet bow than a fast bow.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, why? And I said, well, the speed of sound is, what is it? I don't even know what, 800, 900 feet. I don't know what it is per second. Well, your bow only goes 300 feet at the top, 350. So that deer hears that sound way before your arrow ever gets there. So, but we're excited. We're doing the turkey hunting, and we got boar on the brain again. Shelby and I are going to be heading back up to Canada. We're going. Actually going to go a little fishing. She loves fishing, and we haven't been able to fish where we've been bear hunting. So I might do 2 bear trips this year. One with my daughter, because now she's in the real world and working. Her schedule's a little tougher, but we're going to go up with some friends up to Kississing Lake, where the fishing is phenomenal, and the bear hunting is actually really good there too. It's where I killed my first bear probably 25 years ago. So that will be fun. And then I might head back up to Spirit Creek Outfitters, where we've been going up the last 3 years, and we have been snake bit up there, and it's not because of lack of bears, but just looking for that right bear. So I'm excited about that. Something to look forward to.
How expensive is bear hunting? What do you have to do to get a tag? It's one of those things I've always wanted to do, but with calving season and everything going on and brandings, it's always in the wrong time of the year.
Right. And spring bear hunting, you can do spring bear hunting is usually a little bit more expensive, and you can find hunts from, I would say you're going to pay $2,500 to $3,000 or to $3,000 is kind of your average. If you go up to Alberta and want to hunt these giants, you're looking, some of these guys are charging $5,000-$6,000 for 2 bears, which again, if you're a huge bear hunter, that's great. But to me, it's a little bit much to spend for a bear.
Right.
But if you're looking for, kind of a do-it-yourself economical hunt, the fall hunts are the best ones. You can hunt Ontario. We hunted a place for $1,500, and it was do-it-yourself. And they set up 6 baits for you. You go in and keep them going, and it was a lot of fun. And Jason shot a giant bear. You can also go to Minnesota, which a lot of people, myself included, I didn't realize how many bears were in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
And they have no quota zone. So you can, if you have a friend there, we went out there, and actually a friend of ours had done all the baiting and hunted out there. But you can go on guided hunts out there for, $2,000. So you can do a lot there. You can go to Montana if you want to do spot and stock. A little tougher hunt. You don't see quite as many bears, but again, it's rewarding, and you can do that on your own. So there's all kinds of bear hunting. It's one of those deals that people don't realize. I was listening to a podcast about bear. They're a huge resource, and they're a renewable resource. It's one of those things that bears have, there's no shortage of them whatsoever. And we need to keep them in check. They're actually great to eat. A lot of people don't eat them, but bear meat is actually exceptional. You just got to cook it like pork, because it's got trichinosis in it, no different than pork. And it's going up in the springtime. I love it because of the sights and sounds. You go up to the Canadian bush and you listen to those whiskey jacks or whatever they are whistling, and the smell of the moss, and springtime. It's just a fun hunt.
Yeah. Yeah, I was invited to go to Canada one time and go bear hunting, but like I said, it's just wrong time of the year. And for some reason, my wife does not want to calve out all my heifers for me and let me go play.
Yeah, and that is a tough time. Like I said, for me, it's good because we just get done with school, and that's when we rock. And then I get back, and I usually start planting and doing all that stuff, and then it's haying season. So it fits to me. Bear hunting and antelope hunting, because I'm a school teacher, are my 2 things that I get to do without taking vacation. So
right, and that's the thing. We forget. Everybody forgets you and Jason are both school teachers, and Kurt's in construction. And I mean, your television show is like I don't want to say weekend warrior, but that's basically what you guys do. Is
pretty much
work on the weekends. Yeah.
Yep, it's like every night I'm, and I shouldn't say every night, I've gotten a little bit more efficient, but I spend a lot of time in the shop editing shows. We're always videoing them wherever we go. And like I said, we're working full time. So a lot of people are like, I want your job. I said, well, you want to be a school teacher? And they go, what do you mean? And I'm like, that's what I do. I've been doing, I just got my 30-year award or whatever.
30 years? Holy cow.
30 years. I know.
Congratulations, man. I appreciate that. So school teachers, I really think, instead of this cactus garden that they spent $5 million on in North Dakota legislature, spending money like crazy this year, why don't they give instead of a cactus garden up at the Peace Gardens, why don't you take that $5 million and put it into some of the pay wages for the school teachers? But but I'm on a line there. Because everybody wants to see a cactus garden. Come on now.
Like I said, it's one of those deals, and people don't realize it, that, we got into this, because we love kids and we want to help kids. It wasn't to make a bunch of money. We knew going into it. That's the way it was. Sometimes you feel when people ask me, what do you do for a living? I say, I'm a teacher, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm very proud of it, but I think sometimes people look at you and you're like, oh, and I don't think people realize the amount of hard work it takes to raise your kids, because that's what we're doing. We are teaching, and nowadays it's more, we're the village, and we're with people's kids as much as they are. and we're trying to shape them and help them and do the best we can. You know, and it's not easy sometimes, and our world has changed. So, you know, our hands are tied a little bit, and we deal with a lot of things nowadays that we didn't deal with 20 years ago, but everybody does. So like I said, I think that if you have time, you should thank your teachers, because when you look back at it, you have some that you liked and you didn't like, but they all worked very hard to get you to where you're at now. And like anything, there's good teachers, there's bad teacher, but I would say most of them are pretty good people, because they've dedicated their life, you know, to help kids.
Comment on YouTube says, once you have sat in cactus hunting or at a branding, you will want to eradicate them from the earth, not build them a cozy home.
Boy, if that isn't the truth, I'll tell you what, I can't tell you how many times I've belly crawled, and you are like watching every little movement you make, but no matter how much you pay attention, you kneel in them, sit in them, and then you find out how good of friends you have. And they got to take them out where you can't see them.
Okay, so here's a story for you. The guy that commented here is Jesse, and so last fall archery season, I can't remember, archery or rifle, I can't remember, one of the two. Anyway, he came out, and I think it was rifle season. He had a whitetail tag, and I was taking him over down onto the river, and he sat down right into a big old pile of cactus. And of course, what did he? Scott, you gotta help me out here. I'm like, hell no, I'm not gonna do that. He says, well, take me back to the house. We'll see if Dixie will help me. I'm like, I guarantee she ain't gonna help you do that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and they sting, and then what you find out later is all of a sudden you'll be sitting there on the old throne, and you'll be looking at your thighs or whatever, and all of a sudden you see something that's like that thorn stays in there, and then pretty soon, a week later, you know, you'll pop it out there. But yeah, they're pretty amazing. We got some new electric bikes, which is kind of crazy. And to see me ride in 7 miles, I've never been so sore in my life. But those cactus will, you know, you can get them in your 4-wheeler tires. I mean, it's amazing how strong a cactus is, and what they can do.
Yeah, we deal with them all the time out here. I mean, that's why we run any of our fencing 4-wheelers. We have that goop inside the tires, because it just you can't help it. I mean, there's just cactus everywhere that we drive.
And that's what we did with those bikes, because like I said, and I got to say, I didn't think much about them, and then I got to ride one, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, the riding bike is good exercise, and they'll come in handy. I mean, it's not going to replace our 4-wheeler by any means, but sneaking in and out of a stand or checking trail cameras is kind of cool. And I took it through the hills here, hauling like 50 pounds of mineral, and they did pretty well. Okay. But like I said, this old guy was pretty sore.
Come on now, John. It's an electric bike. It's helping you out a little bit. I've been on one of these too. It's a lot easier than a regular bike.
But going 7 miles and your arms and shoulders, like I said, and then you can't get on a bike and not pedal. So, again, I remember when I got out of the ATA show, it was pretty funny because my legs were bow-legged and I was trying to pedal and I didn't know what to do. I'd been on a bike for 25 years. I was like saying, giddy up, and I was screwing it and kicking it, and it wasn't doing anything.
My wife got one of those big tire bikes, and she goes down to the Black Hills all the time and does all the trails and has fun with that. And she's like, you want one of them? I'm like, the price of those bikes are outrageous. I'm like, I'm okay. I'll stick with my old mountain bike and stick with that for a little bit here. But well, John, how does people find you? How can they check your show out on Amazon? Just go to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. We're on there. I think I've got 2 seasons. I got a few more shows to put up. YouTube. I think we've had like the past 7 or 8 seasons on there, and I got a few more shows to put up. I'm trying to get a DVD done, but we're still running on Midco Sports right now. We run year round there, and we're still airing out east until June. We're done out here west, but like I said, anytime anybody wants to check us out or has a question, we love talking hunting and fishing. And Kurt and Jason right now are getting ready for the big muddy. And I'm looking at 2 turkeys coming up the yard here, buddy.
Perfect.
3 of them.
Shoot them right out the window here. Well, John, appreciate you coming on to the program here with me, and always making time here on a Saturday. You have yourself a good weekend, okay?
Thank you, buddy.
You bet. Thanks a lot here. John Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. You can find him on YouTube. Amazon Prime and just Facebook, the whole works here. Just have fun, enjoy, and they always make themselves open to be able to talk outdoors, no matter what. Thanks for tuning in, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition.